Okay. Yeah. Here for next issue. It's a little zoomed in. How's that? A little more. There we go. That fits in. Alright. On to issue number 6. March 1986. Still only £1. Yeah. Created on Amstrad keyboards. For Amstrad users. By Amstrad addicts. Good. I wonder who these people are. Master game Marvel. Spin Dizzy to look forward to eventually. Maps. And Lord of the Rings. If only we were playing adventure games. Movie. Oh, look at the screenshots. It looks like an isometric 3D game. 3D gangsters. Hit your screen. Interactive bubble speech adds to the drama of this true life detective movie. Don't miss this picture. It speaks for itself. Good. Hot reviews to look forward to. Spin Dizzy, which we'll get to eventually. Skyfox and Tank Command. Yeah, among others. We know which others. Well, this advert again. I think they added winter games into it for some reason. It's all got good faces though. Tornado low level. Reason enough to buy an Amstrad. Good. Will change the face of the adventure software market. Very clever and friendly piece of software. Most outstanding program I've ever encountered on an 8-bit machine. 98% overall. The graphic adventure creator. Probably the best adventure writing system in the world. Well, certainly everyone would like to use it. Yes, dear readers, there have been some big changes here at AA recently, all of them for the good. We've taken on not just one, but 2 new members of the staff. See elsewhere on this page for the gory details, and also moved into luxurious new offices. This is a long overdue step. The magazine's been running 6 months. You can imagine what it's been like having to share a chair with Bob Wade and his t-shirts for 6 months. You'll appreciate my relief. In our new offices, everyone will have their own chair. There will be no sharing. Almost seriously though, folks, it's been pretty cramped at AAHQ these past few months. The new officers and staff will allow us to be more efficient and so to produce an even better magazine. This issue's not half bad though, is it? 116 action-packed pages contain something for everyone. If they don't, I'll eat my hat. Not that I wear one. Spin Dizzy is an amazing master game. There are some cracking rays and serious software that's packed full of useful and entertaining stuff. And don't ignore this month's type-in. It will produce some amazingly funky effects. There's lots of that lovely feedback from you readers as well. We love reading it and printing it. You obviously love writing it. There must be thousands of you out there who've never written either to Reaction or to Voice of the People. Why not give it a try? Nationwide fame, etc. could be yours, all for the price of a stamp. Now we have barely legible Sugar Man. Amstrad HQ, 3 a.m. Security guard gets kicked in the face. Illegible writing on door. Cracking the safe should be no problem. This gizmo that Master gave us. Some miles downtown. What was that? Personal security beeper. Intruders at HQ. Alan Sugar sleeps with his Amstrad in bed. This is a job 4, and all of a sudden his bed is gone. And more unlegible. Someone watches from a nearby window. Oh yes, unknown to our hero, someone watches from a nearby window. Just as I suspected, Alan Sugar is Sugarman, fighter for truth, justice, and the Amstrad way. Quiet! There are people trying to sleep, you know. Superheroes, you know what time it is. Yorkie bars. What kind of people work here? Looking for something? Sugarman. It's well known that he is connected with Amstrad. Our master wants blueprints for the 6256. You will tell us, Sugarman, is it true that Amstrad are developing a new business micro? No comment. Oh yeah? Oh. Fight scenes. Here's a new staff. Here's the rest of the comic though. It's more important. Better split. We appear to have underestimated him. Oh, just remember. Would you excuse me? I have to recharge my dying mother's kidney machine. Hey, sure, go ahead. Now, as for you, talk. Who's this master you work for? He's very wealthy. Give him something, and he'll reward you. I'm incorruptible. Money, gold, diamonds. I told you. I'm actually conversions of Amstrad conversions of really dire Spectrum games that Amsoft could sell at ridiculously high prices? Well, yeah, I happen to have some of these in my pockets. Gibby, what a wally, I fooled you. I couldn't allow myself to be taken alive. Gulp. Whoosh. You must have swallowed some kind of incendiary pill. Or a tandoori takeaway. Who is this master person? Who is spying on our hero? Who gives a damn? Yep. Okay. Lots of letters this month about the Christmas free gift. Well, almost free. As one of them so rightly puts it, what's 50p? Next to nothing for a couple of games as good as those. Yeah, I remember number 1. Spent a lot of time looking at the outline of someone's butt. Plea for help. We are new to all this computer jargon as we only bought our Amstrad CPC 6128 for Christmas, supposedly for our children, but we grown-ups are hooked. We also got, sorry, can't spell advice from friends on games, and chose Sorcery Plus. Wow, what a game! We all love it and had a great time trying to figure out what was needed where and drowning with persistent regularity. But eventually our genius of the family, our 8-year-old son, found the source of energy, and we were really going. So now we have reached the Necromancer, but we can't seem to defeat him. Help! We're all getting very frustrated. Someone out there, please take on us dumb newcomers. I love your magazine, by the way. At least you seem to realise that not everyone out there has a computer degree and give us information as opposed to clever jargon, which means not a thing to us. I'm sure we love you. Chris Ledbetter Worthing. We don't know the answer for certain, but we suspect you need to have all 4 hearts to do anything at all to the nasty necromancer. Of course we could be wrong. Can anyone out there offer more help? Yeah. Maybe we could just get them to cheat on the game instead. Anti-Toot Squad. Who'd want to harm Toot? A good bite. In your 5th issue, I sent away for a joystick to Good Bite. A few days later, I had a letter from the post office saying, "Gone away." So I wrote to tell other children not to send for things from Good Bite, as they are not there. Zach Taylor, Bristol. Thanks, Zach. We're sorry you had trouble getting in touch with Good Bite, as have quite a few other people. It's just that they moved. After a few weeks, the post office stops forwarding letters. So if you want to get in touch with Good Bite, they're at that address. Poor parents. As an overworked, underpaid parent, I object to your parents are generally a good bet. If I wasn't as hooked on my Amstrad as my sons are, I would be angry. But back to my main point, I did in fact buy my CPC 464 without monitor from Curry's with modulator. Total price £165. They did not suggest it, I did. My club, Janet Fraser, also sell it on its own. So Stephen should ask around before begging from poor parents. Mrs. KB Knowles, Bournemouth. My apologies. I hope your kids haven't been too persistent in their demands for computer goodies. Thanks also for the info, but I suspect that a lot of parents are a pretty good bet. Got more letters. Kung Fu Joy. Oh, that's a good face. Wonderful. Kung Fu Joy. When I saw they were giving away 2 games with the Christmas issue, I thought they would be rubbish. Indeed, number 1 is dull and boring, with no change of task. But Kung Fu is very good and addictive. He's never played. I'm sure he kind of. It may not have the super hot graphics or the range of moves of Fist, but it has changing backgrounds and even a nice little tune. But the real winner of this game is the action replay facility. The joy at watching how I sent my opponent reeling in slow motion was immense. Andrew Bowden, Loughborough. Yeah. Still a good face. Mystery Reader revealed. Reading the magazine, apparently. What's 50p? Oh, here's another good face. Oh, more good faces. Did somebody say Hobbit? Apparently that's a Hobbit. I used to have a Hobbit. It was Golf. At least I think it was a Hobbit. Kung Fu Pain. I don't know about Kung Fu. Flung It would have been more suitable. Despite your ravings, I remain unimpressed. My copy gets up to the following. 2-player mode, no strength symbols, no score going back to the menu each game. 1-player mode, after black belt grade, score 372. Figures reverse sides and to strength symbols. Reverting to 2-player mode reverses left and right movements on both joystick and keyboard and joystick. 3. Occasionally the fighters overlapped, apparently shadowboxing. As Confucius would have said, fairly confusing. Is this intentional, or did it lose something from the Japanese translation? Japanese translation? Incidentally, did you know you gave the game away, no pun intended, when you said Chris Anderson fisted his way to a black belt score? Just keep your finger on the fire button, and more often than not, you win. And next month, do we get a free copy of the Erratum tape by Bugbear Software? I can't get very far into number 1 to criticise it. Sorry. Another subject, Ken Bolton's letter, Hobbit diatribe, was very interesting because it echoed exactly what I was going to write if the above hadn't turned up. Yes, I'm a right moaner. Melbourne House didn't bother to reply to me either. My keyboard must be faulty as well because using Tazwords commands to delete a word, shift and delete, also has the effect of deleting the whole line. Still, I think it has enough pros to allow one bug. Not Hobbit though. I think it stinks at that price, which is a shame because it was very playable on a friend's Spectrum. D.H. Goddard, Green Norton Northants. Just goes to show you can't please everyone. We think KF's a pretty good game. I've tried just fisting my way to success, but it didn't do me much good. What the action replay showed was my painful defeat. Wonderful. Nasty Hobbits. I need help with Jet Set Willy, the original version. I've seen the program in the cheat mode section, but when I run it, it tells me the memory is too full in 60, and also type mismatch in 470. I assure you there are no typing mistakes. Could you or any readers help me? On the letter from Kevin Walton in issue 4 about Hobbit bugs, I too am infuriated by those bugs. It crashes every time I play it, and surely it should not be on the shelves at £14.95 if it doesn't work. I've written to Melbourne House twice. They replied the first time earlier in the year, about 3 months late. They gave me no answer saying they'd reply. Guess what? They didn't. So I wrote again, and I'm still awaiting their letter. I don't think it will come. Is there any way of preventing these bugs? Also, it has prevented me from buying Lord of the Rings. I dearly want it, but I'm afraid this too will have bugs. Could the Pilgrim, mythical marvel, give this a full review and check for any bugs? Stephen Ward, Rotherham. For full explanation of the Jet Set Willy affair, see cheat mode. There do seem to be a lot of nasty little bugs in The Hobbit. I'm sure M. House will have done such a better job on Lord of the Rings, which the Pilgrim reviews in full in this issue. Good Hobbit face. I'm just mad about Marsport. Someone that loves the game, someone that hates it. Duffer's Guide. I'd like to say, if I may, to say a word on behalf of the older owners of Amstrad computers. I found AA to be one of the best of the Amstrad magazines and have given most of my reactions and comments to the questionnaire. There are, however, one or 2 points which I'd like to add. Although I am a firm fan of some games, particularly simulations and war games, I bought the 464 for serious use as a word processor, and for educational use. It would be nice, therefore, if AA had a regular section on educational programs. Although I realise there are all too few of them, I feel also that I would welcome more material on serious hardware and software. I would like to put in an additional plea with respect to the style of your reviews. I am a complete duffer where computers are concerned, and see them as tools rather than as an end in themselves. I see that most of your reviewers take pains to keep their comments as clear as possible for people like me. However, even in the best of efforts, sometimes not enough. Many of the reviews have references to previous software or to techniques about which most duffers know very little. Would it be possible, in a similar vein to the second opinions in the games review, to end with 2 ends, to get serious hardware and software reviewed by a complete novice/duffer who would be able to present its strengths and weaknesses from a total layman's point of view? Something like a duffer's corner for each piece of hardware software. I'm sure that such a simple approach in terms of what the item can or cannot do, what it can be used for, and what the problems are, would be of immense help to many people. Keith Pye, Newmarket. I take your point about novices, Keith, and I'm glad you appreciate our efforts to be as clear as possible in serious software. The problem is, I think that a true novice would have very little of interest to say about most programs. Nearly all reviews, of, nearly all reviews of word processors have to be at least slightly comparative. Someone who'd never used one would probably just say how wonderful it was, even though it might be much worse than other similar products. For more technical programmers, the problem is even more acute. What would a novice have to say about a toolkit or a machine code monitor? For longer features, such as those on spreadsheets or accounts packages, we do already give an explanation first of what such programs do, and then examples of how they do it. At the moment, all we can do is be as clear as possible and hope that we get the point across. The collection, war games, and swords and sorcery, and more war games, and more arcade action. Comic Bakery, which was not released on the Amstrad. Yeah, Kung Fu, Mikey, Ping Pong, and Hyper Sports. Ping Pong will be coming up soon. More of the Amstrad show. With really faded photos. Mega Meltdown. Meltdown is destined to appear on your Arnold around the end of March, and Alligator making some excited noises about it. They could have a point. The disc-based 128K version will have 192 rooms, speech, 3 major game tasks, and 18 subtasks. The scenario lands you on the moon, the only human in the Star Wars HQ. If they call it that. The reactor's unstable, and the computer's gone bonkers. Naturally, you have to sort the mess out. Cassette owners will have to make do with a version of the game containing 64 rooms and minus speech. Meltdown certainly sounds and looks, from production photos, pretty impressive. It'll cost $8.95 on cassette and $14.95 on disc. Gremlin Discovery. Gremlin Graphics have launched a new label, Discovery, for utilities. First released on the label is Peridev, a disc-only development system for the 464, 664, and 6128. 5 programs on Peridev operate under MS-DOS and consist of a source file editor, assembler, monitor, and disassembler, a disk nurse, and a file management utility. Peridev should be available now and costs £29.95. I had a copy of Peridev back in the day. Aero? Rumor has it that is the name that Amstrad's boffins are calling the IBM compatible they're working on. It sounds like another IBM rip-off. It seems a bit harsh, really. Let's just hope it's not going to be the first computer with air bubbles. Amstrad English, not a new language, but yet another company won over to producing software for the Arnold. And they're bringing out what looks like some very entertaining stuff. Night Games is a medieval combat game with 8 different events, including the fearsome sounding quarterstaff bashing and ball and chain flailing. The games will have 2-player option, medieval music, and if the screenshots are anything to go by, some excellent graphics. Also coming very shortly from English software is the Amstrad version of Electra Guide, a high-speed road racing game with what should be some attractive graphics and music. Both games will cost $8.95 on cassette. Oh no, there's a shortage of 3-inch discs already. Alan wins Rita. Yes, he's done it. Alan Sugar has been named Personality of the Year at the Rita Awards. What or who is Rita? Why, it's the recognition of information technology achievement. An award decided by a panel of Ian McNaught-Davis of BBC's Microlive, David Fernberg of the British Computer Society, and Dr. Douglas Ions of the Computer Services Association. We've heard of the first one, but the other two are a couple of dark horses. Still, Alan deserves it, doesn't he? Don't answer that if you're a 664 owner. He's done us proud in 85 with a stream of ace machines. There's got to be a knighthood at least this year. Elite's Arcade Action. Elite Systems should soon have Amstrad versions of several Ace arcade games available. Expected first is Commando, already at the top of the Spectrum and Commodore charts. It's to be followed by Bombjack, Roller Coaster, and a little later Ghosts and Goblins. All the games will cost $8.95 on tape and $14.95 on disc. The database proudly presents databases, probably. Yeah. Oh yes, Mini Office 2, another application I had back in the day. And databases, can they really sort you out? There you go. We're going to explain what databases are. Random access database, maneuver systems, $29.95 on disk. Master file 128, $26.25 on cassette, $29.95 on disc for the 464 and 664 version. 618 versions, £34.90. Ultra Bass, Debug Soft, $16.95 cassette, $17.95 disc. Flexifile, Saxon Software, $39.95 on disc. Cheap for CPM database, apparently. Popular Database, good name. SageSoft, $69.99 disc. Cardbox, $99.99 on disc. Good. You know, software gets stupid expensive already. Vortex, the add-on to remember. The Vortex SP512 outside the Arnold. This is RAM expansions, apparently. And stuff. Expandable, no. Yes, yeah. You have up to 288K of RAM. Probably more. 512, this is 512K RAM, I guess. Whatever. DR drawn, DR graph. $49.95 each. Disc only. Excellent drawings. Yeah. Music. The music system. $15.95, $19.95 disc. Alright. Needs hi-fi output to really show its paces. Okay. We've finally reached the reviews. His now standing master game this month, Spin Dizzy, is stupendous, not just because of its size, but because of the quality and slickness of its graphics and gameplay. There's some top-notch raves as well, covering every taste of from desperate combat, ground and air, to mental puzzling. If you don't see something here that takes your fancy, it's unlikely you will ever find a game to suit you. There's also some bit of rough stuff around. We haven't spared anyone's feeling. If a game stinks, we say so. We don't like to do it, but it's our duty. Because Action Test is all about letting you know what's worth your hard-earned cash. Here's all the games that we'll be going through. An explanation of the ratings. We've been through this before. Compatibility. All programs this month are compatible across the range of 464, 664, and 6128. In each case, we've either tested them ourselves or confirmed it will be the software house. Confirmed it with the software houses. Grumpy Gumphrey sounds interesting. Our first game is Skyfox from Ariola Soft and Electronic Arts. Flight simulation and arcade games continue to get closer in nature. Although this one falls on the side of the shoot 'em up, it contains many elements of flying skill and strategy. The other intriguing factor is the mixture of ground and air action against both tanks. Where were we? Yeah. The first task ratio is to choose between from the five ranks, skill levels, and 15 battle scenarios that will determine what sort of a mission the Skyfox fighter is sent on. 7 training missions where the skill needed to deal with both air and ground targets can be learned before taking on one of the 8 invasions where the enemy will throw all its forces at you at once. The fighter starts at a home base to which it can return at any time as long as it hasn't been overrun or bombed by the enemy. It is launched through an unconvincing tunnel effect, and depending on the mission, can be launched low to a view of the ground with a hill-covered horizon, or high to a blue sky broken by the occasional cloud. Flying around this display is easy enough with left and right turning and diving and climbing. You'll also notice the nose of the plane oscillating of its own accord, making tanks below you particularly difficult to hit. You're equipped with 3 types of weapon, all of which are forward launched. Twin laser cannons have an unlimited supply of ammo, but these are also limited. There's also limited stocks of guided and heat-seeking missiles for the more persistent target. These are all easily used with the target merely having to be centered on the screen, although they'll have to do their best not to be. They'll do their best not to be. Right. In invasion missions, the tanks and planes can be dropped by low-flying motherships, which have to be dealt with quickly before the odds against Skyfox become too overwhelming. That's the bones of the game. Flying around, zapping up waves of tanks, who usually come in groups of more than 5, and planes that operate in fewer numbers. The game gets more complicated when it comes to the cockpit display and base computer controls. The display is packed with information, including a radar scanner that operates overhead or forward and gives update messages on your situation. A clock of elapsed game time, fuel indicator, speed indicator, shield indicator, altitude indicator, guided and heat-seeking missile counts, map coordinates, and compass heading. There's also a autopilot that flies you to the next target while you take a rest or check up on the base computer. The computer is the source of lots of interesting information, not least of which is a map of the whole playing area, showing the enemy concentrations and your own installations. You can examine the battlefield in detail by zooming in on sections, or set the autopilot for a particular square. This tactical map is invaluable for reference between battles, so that you know just where to take Skyfox to be most effective. The computer also allows you to check on the score summary of damage received and inflicted, and to get reports on the status of installations and the base. The installations and base contain personnel, and are protected by shields that gradually get worn down by the enemy attacks until they are finally destroyed. Skyfox can be landed at the home base, but not installations, to refuel and recharge shields. All this action will keep you fully occupied, but not so that you won't notice some rather odd graphics. The tanks and planes all look right when you get close to them, but in the distance, or when they explode, they appear as a messy jumble of characters that look like like they're in severe need of a sprite designer. The sound isn't overwhelming either, with engine noise, explosions, and warning noises. These slight grumbles apart, the game still has lots of depth, and with all the different scenarios and ranks, will keep you busy for many long hours of combat. Give it a second opinion. I found this one one of the more engrossing flight simulator combat games available for the Arnold, particularly because you get into it immediately, but still a long way to go to achieve the higher rankings. Despite the slightly unsatisfactory graphics, there's still a lot of satisfaction to be had in zapping the enemy. Yes, because he loves shooting things. If he's not shooting things, he's not all that interested. Good news, 15 different missions. Different difficulties and missions mean any skilled player can enjoy it. Excellent range of controls and features. Interesting graphics on the ground when close to target. Plenty of depth and lasting challenge. Bad news, some graphics are indistinct and blocky. It will take some time to familiarise yourself with key controls. Wonderful. Graphics 67, Sonics 41, grab factor 85, staying power 87, overall rating 81%. This should be hopefully decent, maybe. 15 missions of the game could give any player the chance to get into the game and gradually improve their performance. Tank training 1 and 2, plane training, high and low training, training of everything. Anyway, let's head to the game. Get to start a game finally. Half an hour in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, good games. Skyfox. Okay. There you go. A good frame rate to start with here. Alright, we'll just start with the tank training. Check on tanks. It's a tactical display. It's that tunnel effect, look at that. Launcher and ready. The Electron Guards logo right in the centre of the top there. These tanks. These hills. Tanks or hills, we don't know yet. Hit the ground. I'm on the ground. Am I that low? Well, they're shooting at me, so there must be tanks. These are tanks. Oh. Something's shooting at me. Oh. You might have to go for these crashing guys there. How do I change weapons? Good, I needed that. Oh, yeah, these are tanks, alright. I think these are what tanks look like. Ground. Okay. Oh. Ow. It's increasing my speed. Ah. Oh, that's autopilot at least. A is autopilot. Well, not that much figured out at least. Stop, turn around. Come on. Oh. Did I die? Did I win? Who can tell? guess I won. I still got points. Things look weird all close up. Or is this me? No idea how to use missiles. We get the idea of tanks. Let's see if we can plane training. Let's do planes. See if this is more fun. Oh, here's the enemy. Okay, at least those look like planes. I can't point up any higher. What if I fire missiles? Oh, there we go. Fired a missile in. Oh, got one. What a pilot. Let's test our next target. This is weird, I don't know. Let's see here. Well, huh. And around, and around. lost. That's the base. Did we do everything? Total tanks 255. Total planes 0. We win. Okay, let's try more plane training. Let's try plane training 2. Maybe it'll be better. Okay. Total planes 2. Okay, yeah. How do I see missile? Oh, there you go. It's a range thing here. Where's it gone? They've disappeared. Oh no! There they are. Guided missile arm. Okay. I don't know where they are. They are above me or below me? It's hard to tell. There's a guided missile. No, that helps. I got it? I don't know. Alarm. Round. Round. Face it. Oh, get it? I think I missed. Oh no, here it comes. Got it somehow. I'm landing. Pilot. Do the base here. Right? I have no idea how we land. Geez, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Ground. Stop. Zero stop. It is. So do we have more planes to shoot now? No. Okay. High-low training, combo training, small invasion, full invasion, massive onslaught, advancing war, chess, chess, Halo, okay, Halo, the Alamo, cornered, that would seem to be it. Let's play Halo, see what happens. Tail tanks, total planes 0. Mother, whatever mother is. I guess we've got to destroy them. Select altitude, low or high? Low. Launch detected. Oh. Being shot at. Ow. Around. Trying not to die. Okay. Destroyed. Got base. Detected. Load a missile. Load a missile. This one. Past it here. Turn around. Come on. Go. Okay, that worked. Go to the next. Autopilot is handy at least. Something. Ah. I'll slow down a little early this time. Fire missile. It goes. Got it. To the next. How close are we? Base destroyed. Did I lose? Base computer destroyed. Yep. Well. Guess I wasn't quick enough. Just gotta do it quicker. Now what? Destroyed everything. Well, I can't really do anything because the computer's down. That's what she used. Anyway. Yeah. That'll do for this game. Back to the magazine. The next game. Turn off that engine noise. Okay. Next game is Tank Command. For a disc-only game, a 4x4 screen playing area may not sound like much, but within those screens, Tank Command has a wealth of detail and action. This isn't immediately apparent from the starting screen, but as soon as you get into the tank battles and explore the landscape, the depth of the game becomes apparent. Your task is to find soldiers dotted around the playing area who have to report to you. They appear one at a time in a set order of positions on the map, which have to be reached in your tank and cleared of the enemy vehicles before the man can report. This is the main attraction and challenge of the game as you try to get to the next soldier without having your turret splattered across the picturesque landscape. There are two main phases and views of the game. One a movement phase with an overhead view, and the other the fighting phase with a panoramic view of the from the turret. Overhead view is of a single game screen showing the landscape features and tanks. The landscape consists of open country, river, woods, beaches, a lake, and other minor features. The tank can drive on any of these varying speeds, including the lake. Including the lake. Okay, drive on the lake. I didn't know tanks could do that. When a tank crosses between screens, the disk drive whirs and a new screen flicks up. A map of all 16 screens can be viewed, and this shows the position of all the revealed enemy are. This shows the position of all the revealed enemy are. Okay, and the next soldier to get to. The enemy will reveal themselves when the tank appears on their screen, or when it gets near to them. Running into a tank or pressing the fire button will change the display to the view from the tank turret. This is more attractive than the map screens with the detailed scenery against which the fighting takes place. The turret can be swiveled 360 degrees with the background scrolling reasonably well as you move. The enemy can be anywhere around you, so first they have to be gotten into view and then their range found. They can be very close to you, and if you collide with them, fling the view. These can be very close to you if you collide with them, filling the view, or anywhere between there and the far distance where they are very small. Each target is equipped with different thicknesses of armor, which can be hammered through with successive hits from your shells. The target has to be pinpointed by changing the elevation on the gun and rotating to keep the moving vehicle in your sights. Not only will they try to avoid you, but the enemy will shoot back and wear down your own armor or disappear off the screen. Prior to explosion, the tanks flash brightly, but may still loose off the last shot before going to the scrapyard. After clearing a sector containing a soldier, he will drive up to the screen in a jeep, leap out and salute you before you return to the overview of the sector. Another nice feature is the turbo on the tank, which will automatically race the tank to full speed for a time. Use of the turbo will heat up the engine dramatically, and if the temperature gets too high, movement may be severely restricted until it cools down. A tank with a turbo. While whizzing around, you need to become familiar with certain types of location where the enemy will always appear in the same place. On roads with barriers across gun emplacements, and tanks may appear by them and present a dangerous threat. Or an enemy may pop up in the middle of the road, but you're busy steaming along. At the end of a game, there's a readout of how many of the enemy were destroyed, men reported, and a ranking. If all men are successfully rescued, the armor is partially re-strengthened, and then the tank is thrown back into the fray, with even more of the enemy in greater concentrations. At first sight, the graphics, sound, and gameplay are pretty ordinary. But what makes the game a winner is the absorbing nature of the task and battling through to the next soldier, and the increasing difficulty of an already tough computer opponent. The panoramic views are detailed, and the fighting that takes place on them requires skill to minimize damage to the tank. A worthy addition to the gold range that will please most disc owners. You'll find that second opinion. Very nice game, this, with lovely graphics and some good blasting action. The enemy put up a brave fight, often managing to weaken your armor enough to give you the game over business. It is by no means easy to nip in and blast them without being blasted in return. Okay. When there are two more tanks on screen, the action can get pretty frenetic. Time to go off and scour the landscape for another route to your goal. You've got light tanks, medium tanks, heavy tanks, mobile artillery, static gun emplacements. Good news! Well-designed map and features, good panoramic views, tough tank opponents that get tougher in numbers, absorbing tasks as you fight them from soldier to soldier. Bad news! Tape owners will have to wait for a version of the game for once. A large playing area would have been nice. Larger playing area. Graphics 76, Sonics 40, grab factor 83, staying power 81, overall rating 81%. Okay. Let's give it a shot. Here we go. Tank command. Here we go. Oh, here's our tank. Here's the map. Oh, here's our map. With a dude all the way up there. Okay. Off we go. have to go up, apparently. Can we just... Oh. Tank got tank controls. Where's the tank? Oh, guess we have to... Oh, no, no, we got away. Okay, here we go. Okay. Just the one tank. Oh, what the... Oh, he's a dude. Found a dude. Okay. Where's the next one then? Space is the map, apparently. Got a load off disc, though. All the way over there. What are these up here, too? Uh-oh. It's got load in between every scene. Okay. Not even doing anything. Ow. And again. No enemy. That's it. On to the next. I've got to push fire to continue. Oh. There's enemies there. Let's head this way. Uh-oh. Oh, where are we here? Oh, so the opposite now. Yeah, it's half armor. Check our map. There, huh? Okay, so okay, we take him from here. We stopped. That one last shot. Okay. We go across the bridge. This way. We just go around here instead. I guess not. We'll take all these guys on now. This is where we might die. Well, we always did, that's sure. And we did. Game over. Rank as cadet. We suck. You found one dude. Spacebar to continue. Ooh, we get there's a title screen. Can we restart it? Okay. Where to? They're always in the same place. Spaced for map. Can't remember which buttons do what. Yeah, same place, that's for sure. See, I'm out of here. Oh. This pops up out of nowhere. No, wait a minute. It's all. Okay then. That's it. Just the one into me. There he is. It's our dude. The weird white outline. So we've got a turbo. How do we use turbo? Probably helps if we sneak up on these guys or something. No enemy. Okay. Well, here you go. Here's a turbo. Take this guy on from a distance. No enemy. Okay. Oh. Stop turning around all the damn time. No enemy. Okay. What left? Take these guys on from a distance. Almost disappeared. He ran off. Okay, guess that's it. Oh, yeah, we got a dude. Oh. Okay, that's two. Here's the next one. Down there, huh? Here are these. Oh, it left. They all just left. They ran away. Let's see where we in relation to our dude. Straight down, huh? Now wait a minute. Hey, there he is. Room. Okay, where's the next one? In the water down here, apparently. Presume it's water. He's gonna have to go swimming. Turbo too hot. Right. Okay. This tank's a swimming tank. Oh geez, there's a lot of them here. Oh, anyway, we survived. We've got to take these on, do we? No enemy. Okay. Fool me is a dude. That's the 4, isn't it? Now what? All the way over there, huh? I think this lot might kill us. Oh no, we did. Yeah, we did. Private, class 1. Yeah, we made progress. Alright. Now we'll move on to the next game now. Well, the next game is Stock Market Speculator. This does not sound like much of a game. £17.95 on cassette even. This isn't one of those simple games where you deal casually in oil, gold, gems and missiles and make a few £billion overnight. It's a full-blown simulation of dealing in the stock market. I can see the pound signs glinting in your eyes already, you greedy bunch of capitalists. Just remember it's a game and the real thing is always more unpredictable than a simulation. Otherwise you could seriously damage your wealth. 1 to 3 players can take part on one of 4 different levels, from an idle dabbler with an inheritance of £10,000 to play with, to a pension fund manager who has to manage a portfolio of £5 million. On each level, you begin with a different amount of cash and shares to handle and a frequency of dealing with them, from twice a day to once a month. The game always begins on 13th of January 1986 and could go on for months and years, particularly since you can save the game. The players deal in the shares of 48 companies, all of them real, and each with a write-up on their background at the back of the instruction booklet. Initially, the list of options is horribly daunting, but with a little patience, they can be worked through, particularly if you go through the main menu step by step. This has 6 choices on it: examine portfolio, company list, stockbroker, details, get news, and done. The last of these ending the current game turn. The portfolio is your collection of shares, and when examined it will reveal how your shares have changed after the last turn. The company list will show the fortunes of all the other companies as well, so that the fast movers and big losers can be identified. The next option is your stockbroker, and he can provide lots more interesting information. The broker will give details on orders you have placed for shares in the current turn and past ones, advice on what company results are expected, and how they will affect the share price. A portfolio summary to show your overall position, a performance rating on a graph against the FT index, and percentage performance against the building societies, and finally an analysis of the performance of particular groups of companies. Most valuable of these each time is the advice, most of the others only being referred to occasionally. The Get News option gives you the latest news from the financial crimes paper, but this isn't usually as up to date as the broker's advice. At nearly any stage in these menus, you can access the details section, where an individual company information screen can be brought on screen, and shares bought and sold. The menus and text are presented in a business-like way, but this was never meant to appeal on its looks or sound. The game is very involved and takes some while to get into and play, but provides a good simulation. The main problem is, of course, that there is no risk, which has always been the fascination of gambling. And like all computer games, it can be very predictable once you're familiar with it. Budding capitalists and money hoarders should give it a look. Second opinion. It is hard to comment on a game like this without playing it for days on end, but here goes anyway. It's certainly very cleverly designed, and can become engrossing if you stick at it. It's nice to see that the companies are real ones instead of a load of fictitious nonsense. Playing the game should be good training for the real thing. Good news, a realistic and involved simulation. Plenty to occupy your mind with lots of options and figures to handle. Well packaged and good instructions to guide through the jargon. Bad news, the real thing isn't as predictable as the game. Maybe too heavy and complicated for many. Graphics 17, Sonics 0, grab factor 60, staying power 69, overall rating 59%. Well, here's the Blably game we get to look at later. Okay. Yeah. Stock market speculator. I could not find a disk image for this. So, if I did find a cassette image though. So, let's get set up here first. Oh. Oh, I don't want to catalog the tape. And off we go. 8 minutes 43 seconds of tape. There's your loading screen. You are now loading. I think it does improve though, the loading screen. Initial data. Old game, new game. New game. And now we load some more. Get an actual loading screen. Here it just calls it the Speculator. Whatever. And we're loading. Okay. Number of players. 1. It's called data. It's the default name, whatever. Go for Dabbler. To keep it easy, I suppose. And now it's loading some more. Let's go load the rest of the tape now. And flash the border while it's at it for no particular reason. Okay. Now it's thinking. We'll speed through the thinking as well. Okay. This is our game. It's a menu. Examine portfolio. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. Get news. What have we got for news? BIC loses access to potential overseas market. Details. We'll go down to details. Press enter for details. Type a new name. Here. Stockbroker. Device. Pilkington. Whatever. Interim results. Expected to be very bad. Aviation International. Interim results on Thursday, 16th of January. Expected to be very good. Richard I. Pimoff and Co. Let's read that again. Office out, read the manual. Oh. Details. There we go, this is the one. Should we buy some of these? Limit price. Oh. No idea what I'm doing. We'll do that for the day. Thinking. Doing a lot of thinking. Is there no portfolio? No shares. Wonderful. Interim results are very bad. Orders. Guess we just wait some more, yes. Answer is dividend of 411p. Okay. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. Still don't know shares, huh? Got orders here. Don't delete it. You want it to happen, right? What we got in here? Those groups. Yep, I have no idea what this is all about here. Results are very bad. Get news. Especially foreign buyer sparks acquisition interest in hotel and leisure sector. This game is boring. This is just boring. Yeah. Well, that's worth the 8 minutes of loading time. Let's just move on to the next game. Next game is Ping Pong by Imagine and Konami. $8.95 cassette only, apparently. Joystick only, even. Didn't know Ping's Pong so much, says Toot. Computer games have come a long way in the last few years, and there's no better highlight than the comparison between these old games where you had 2 white lines for bats and a white dot for a ball, and this all-action table tennis simulation in 3D. 3D. Okay. This game of skill and quick reactions may not have much complexity or depth, but it's fast, furious, and fun. You get that when you port an arcade game usually. The display shows the view from above one end of the table, much as a camera would on TV. The perspective tapers the table, and at each end there is a ghostly floating hand holding a bat. This may strike you as a little odd at first, and it soon becomes clear that it's essential to allow you to see the ball and table all the time. And it actually looks good as the hands zip around the play area. There are 1 or 2 player games, and 5 levels of skill in each. The skill level affects the speed of the game, and on the toughest 2, the computer really gets difficult to beat or even score against. The winner of each game is the first player to reach 11 points, or to establish a 2-point lead if they get to 10 all. Each player has 5 services in a row before handing over to the other player's 5. In the 2-player game, the contest is the best of 3 games, with 1 player being able to play on the keyboard if desired. In 1-player games, you are always at the near end of the court, with 2 players being at the far end is a distinctive disadvantage, so they alternate ends between games. When in play, the bat will automatically track the ball, leaving the player to decide on his stroke. This can be played either forehand or backhand, aimed right or left, and with top or backspin. A smash can also be used against your opponent's lobs, with your own lobs being produced by a good/bad timing of your ordinary strokes. Shots can hit the corner, land out of court, be completely missed, returned by your opponent, or you can do the same to him. There is an additional scoring system to the game points. Every time you hit the ball, the score goes up by 10. This leads to a rather odd situation where the longer you can keep rallies and games going, the higher the score, whereas quick, efficient games on your part will be low scoring. However, winning is the main thing, and success at one level will take you on to the next to continue the battle against a faster and better opponent. Who's hitting my cousin? Tennis balls or ping pong balls are Toot's cousins. Okay. The graphics and sound are very arcade-like. It's an arcade port, of course they are. And it's a very good conversion. The gameplay itself is also exciting, and despite the limited number of strokes, games can develop into very absorbing contests against a wily computer player. The last level in particular plays at a similar pace to proper table tennis, and takes some adjusting to after the early, slower levels. An appealing game that just lacks a little in variety after a while. Second opinion. Very good fun. Certainly more Ping than Pong. The graphics resemble very closely the arcade version, which means they're very sharp and clear. The floating, severed hands are an amusing touch, and it's a relief not to have to chase the ball as well as decide on your shot. Despite all this user-friendliness, I still found it pretty challenging, and just about the best thing of its kind on the Amstrad. Good news. Good display and great disembodied hands. Easy to learn, but with very tough later levels. 2-player option for added spice. Fast, exciting, quick reaction action. Bad news, not much variety. Playing at the far end is difficult. Graphics 70, Sonics 57, grab factor 77, staying power 68, overall rating 74%. Let's play some ping pong. Okay. Konami Ping Pong. Konami. Ugh. Penguin's dead. Hey. Hey. They pretty much, this level they pretty much always don't hit the smash. Oops. Good serve. Oh, that was not a smash. Ah, come on. Uh-oh. Here we go. And more. You win. Level 2, level. Not hitting the smashes at this point. Just a bit faster as yet. Oh! Should hit the other direction. Ooh, you hit it back. Out. Oh no. Really? Really? That was in, huh? Oh, come on. Yeah. That works. Oh. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, don't hit like that. Okay, that was in, right? Out. You win. Level 3. Level. Okay. Now it's going to get a little harder. Oof. Yeah, I did that again. So stupid. Waste of a serve. Oh. Whew. Should have hit it the other way. Oh. Wrong movie again. Wow. Ah. It's catching up. Oh, what did I do that for? That was so stupid. Oh boy. Oh boy. Rubber banding begins. Oh! How did I miss that? Well. Oh, what was it? We're losing! No. Well. Why did I do that? That was stupid. Yep. Let's try level 3 again. Oh, well. What if I put it that way? Oh, so the other way. Stupid. Oh, what? Oh, come on. Yeah, how am I supposed to do that? Oh, what the? What stupid shot was that? Well, getting our asses kicked now. Well. Oh, got one back. Three, 3-9. Oh, oh. Nine. Oh, whoa, what are those? Stupid. Stupid. Oh, what? This guy's stupid. Yeah, stage 3 is, level 3 is beatable with practice, but of course then it gets harder. Ugh, penguin's dead. Anyway, we'll move on to the next game. We know what's coming. Okay, we know what's next. Ricochet by Blably. It's that time. $2.99 cassette. With it all, I'm sure. Somebody else obviously played the same games as me as a kid, because this is a version of one of my old favourites, Crossfire, where ball bearings are fired at a puck on a curving playing area to force it towards the opponent's goal. I thought I'd seen the last of the game years ago, but unfortunately I hadn't. Even though the ball bearings have been replaced by laser fire. The playing area is rectangular in shape, with a laser gun at either end behind a goal mouth. Two lines angle in from the sides to form a wide tunnel towards the goal, with the puck star starting in the middle of the board. Shooting the puck star with a limited supply of laser bullets, it can be forced in a particular direction. However, the opponent, computer or player will be trying to move it the other way. Yeah. The winner is the first to reach a set target of goals, but a time limit is set on each goal. And if the disc runs out before one is scored, the puck star is replaced in the centre of the board, and the competitors to have another try. This is the bones of the game, but the author hasn't tried to embellish it unsuccessfully by introducing all manner of weird options and parameters. The simplest is the size of the goal, but this soon gives way to settings of gravity, collision mode, energy bounce, initial energy, and inertia. The exact effect of one effect of each of these has to be experimented with to discover, but it can do some pretty weird things to the puck star and bullets. Puck star. It's not a term I've heard. Puck, yes. Puck star, no. You may find the puck becomes immovable and sits in one corner of the table, or that it fails to obey most of the laws of science. The bullets can do the strangest things, curving around in U-turns, stopping dead and rolling backward, swerving like a baseball pitch in a hurricane, or zapping across the board like Concorde with a tailwind. Some floppy disks, especially running out of those though. All this playing around can be interesting for a while, but the shallowness of the game and simple display make this a definite non-starter. The best bits of the program are the title music and screens. They flatter to deceive. If the same amount of work had gone into the game, things would have been a lot better. Second opinion. Unlike BW, I have no happy childhood memories of such games. This version isn't going to give me any to cherish in my senior citizenship. Good news. Lots of silly parameters to play about with. Nice title music. Bad news. Rotten gameplay even on the preset parameters. Far too simple and dated game idea. Parameters are too complicated and involved. Title screens and music flattered to deceive. Graphics 23, Sonic 71, grab factor 20, staying power 14, overall rating 18%. It's getting lower and lower. Okay. Let's get this over with, I suppose. Why am I doing that first? Okay. Okay. Oops. No T. They took out the T because it's silent, I guess. Ricochet. Blably Computer Games presents Ricochet with David K. Prodmore. That's a title screen, okay. Set keys. I could not get joystick controls to work for some unknown reason, so I used the keyboard. play game. Oh, do the damn thing. One. It's kind of stupid. Hey, go! Gotta go! Ooh, that's close. Oh! Oh, that's tied. Yeah, this is the game. Oh. I like up and down to be actually reversed. Go! Yay! He's in front of you. Ah! Controls are annoying. Damn it. There we go. Oh! Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh! Oh no. Well. Oh, that didn't work. Hard. Oh, just wait for the time limit to run out now. Ow, close. Ah, almost. Oh, oh. Control. Oh! Game over. Lose at 5. Or win at 5, whichever. Yeah. Guess we won't be playing that now anymore. Once is enough. Good play of the settings, but eh. Let's see. Oh no, has it got a demo mode? Oh, it's got a demo mode. With one player does nothing. Alright. Quiet in that. Alright. Next game is Tubaruba. Now, these platform games. Advanced Software Promotions. The curious name of the game is derived from its star, a schoolboy, nicknamed the same, and one suspects there's a reference to the programmer Tubazaidi. Perhaps it's what his friends will call him. The game in which our rhyming hero appears in a multi-screen one where he walks and flies around collecting money and blasting merry hell out of lots of aliens. The money is to replace a school window he broke. This will cost him £50, as well as determine the end of term grade at school, as it does. With stakes like that, and the headmaster betting you is Ferrari you can't do it, you can hardly resist the challenge. The gameplay itself is quite simple. Tubaruba just has to find the money strewn around the 20-odd screens and £1 and 5p coins. He can also make money, a penny at a time, by shooting aliens that will attack him. The task is made difficult by the limited energy that TR has, and the fact that many things can drain it. Shooting steadily uses up his supply, as does touching the nasties. Some of these make him explode in a spectacular shower of dots and drain a chunk of energy. He has infinite lives, with the game only ending when his energy runs out. But with every screen packed with danger, this happens all too fast. The way to replenish energy is by picking up the money, and more importantly, the food that is lying around all over the place. Most things only increase the supply by a small amount, but some objects will replenish it entirely and are immensely valuable. When TR finally runs out of energy and gets expelled, he automatically walks to the middle of the screen, lies down, and explodes in like a firework display. Nasty way to go. I had a friend who played that. Or was it the trumpet? So says Toot. The rooms are all nicely designed, with a wide variety of features and dangers within. Some follow movement patterns, others home in, some zip about at high speed, and really sneaky dangers just don't move and wait to sap your strength as you pass over them. If you can't shoot them, you'll have to avoid them, and this is where the jetpack comes in handy. It allows TR to fly about quickly and considerably enhances his chances of survival. Many of the nasties shoot golden ball missiles, which follow long curving trajectories and explode TR if contacted. TR's own bullets, bubblegum, are also affected by gravity and start to dip after a few centimeters flight and screen, just like real bullets. There are two basic ways of getting between screens, all of which are flick screens. The easiest is just by flying off the edge of one into the other, though sometimes these exits may not be immediately obvious and you will have to search them. There are also windows which, when flown into, transport TR to another location. This costs some energy and should be used sparingly. The looks and sounds of the game are good, with lots of varied nasties, all fast-moving and attractive screen designs accompanied by some catchy music and appropriate sound effects. It isn't very demanding mentally, but it's pure arcade action. It's pretty tough and entertaining. Second opinion. My first impressions of this game were of almost unplayable speed. After dozens of lives, I at last got the hang of it, at which point it became a very playable game. Graphics and sound are both pretty good, and while it won't worry your grey matter, the brain cells do need a rest now and again, don't they? Good news. Attractive screens and moving graphics. Extremely tough task to complete. Nice backing music. Good touches like teleport windows, bullet trajectories, and explosions. Bad news. Not a lot to think about. In some situations, energy can disappear horribly fast. Graphics 77, Sonic 75, grab factor 76, staying power 69, overall rating 74%. Alright, so this game supports the SSA1 speech synth as well. So we'll add that, because it actually works. So let's get this started here. Okay. Select the right window, it helps. Please, wait, there's a bongo looking wall, that is. First place is Skeleton. Good. Skeleton, Aceman, Rudge, Pimby, Fraggle, Hippie, Smasher. Oh, now we're getting colours. Enter to play. Use joystick or keys. Lift right up down. Fire gun. Escape to quit game. Shift to pause. Enter music on off. Ow! That duck killed me! Ow. Ow. Oh, pound. No. Oh, jeez. Something hit me. I don't know what. It's not collectible. Flowers kill you. Of course they do. Oh. Well, let's... Oh, geez, everything's killing you. And he just walks in the middle of the screen and... He's dead. There's like 4 pounds in that room though. Duck. Ow! I don't know what hit me. Oh, jeez, that was a mistake. Oh no, sink their C5s! Ow. Jeez. Ow. And dead. We're in the middle screen and dead. Let's try this without the music. Ow! Ow. That does not help. God damn it. Can I drop down through here? No. Answer is no. I can do it on the stairs though. Ow! Oh, jeez, that was close. It's down here. Ow! Plants are deadly. Look at that car, look at how tiny as if that'll be really tall. Oh, it's a... Ow. Oh, and we just walk in and we just die. Dead. Ah, another go-to. Some more exploration. Oh! Nonsense! Oh, jeez. Oh! Teddy boy. Ow! Really? Really? Oh, she's fall down the ladder. Oh, I can't aim. No! Ugh. Oh! And random. Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Where does this window take us? No, just takes us back here. Oh, where am I? In the toilet, apparently. Oh, okay, that uses energy. Can't do that. What goes through here? Didn't really go far, did it? Oh, come on. Oh, jeez, watch out for those. Where's another 5p? Yeah. What's my best score so far? Tuba Ruba. Oh. Oh, jeez, come on. Ah, come on. It's getting stupid now. Oh, we did. Yeah, he's shooting you, die. Not even getting on the high score table. Oh, God, jeez. Just throw pussy like anything. This is our room. This is a disco room, huh? Oh, jeez. Oh.